Hello everyone, you're welcome back to BMS channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you're watching us from. A lot of persons have come up to plead with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, and not just only releasing Nnamdi Kanu, to also unproscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization. Remember, under the regime of Buhari named IPOB as a terrorist organization. Now, a lot of persons are coming up to tell President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that IPOB is not a terrorist organization and that he should release Nnamdi Kanu. Remember that last year, the appeal court discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu, and they said extradition and detention unlawful. Yet, the then president in the person of Buhari, refused to release Nnamdi Kanu. Late September, we also saw Nnamdi Kanu appearing in the court, where he asked the judge that is handling his case to rescue herself, which the judge accepted in rescuing herself. A lot of controversies have been happening since after then. But today, a Yoruba journalist has come up to tell President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. I'll be dropping people that video for you people to watch, although most persons say that she can't be trusted, especially the comments I was seeing, people who are saying that she can't be trusted are majorly the Igbo people. I don't know why they are saying that. I'll be dropping you people that video for you to watch. But before I drop that video, please remember, if this is your first time of watching our channel, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share our videos, and please don't fail to turn on the notification bell in order to be getting our updates. Watch the video, guys.
Dr. Kemi Lawrence. It's Tuesday, the 8th of October, 2024. Let's talk about IPOB. When the struggle to separate Nigeria back into a Biafran faction started, it was a fresh new struggle. We've seen Masab, we've seen other groups, but in 2016, IPOB came into the forefront. I was a journalist inside the newsroom of Petals FM Ibadan, and I was actually following the whole thing and reporting it on my own independent blog. I supported the Biafrans, the new age Biafrans. But I started telling them not to ever chant Biafra or death, because I know President Buhari will have an agenda of proscribing them as a terrorist group. On March 16th, 2016, I tweeted it. Be careful calling Biafra or death. President Buhari will proscribe you as a terror group before you know it. Don't chant Biafra or death. A lot of IPOB and supporters abused me, cursed me, even ethnic slurs about me being Yoruba. I was in support of that movement. The Punch carried a story about it. However, my warning was because I knew what these people can do. 14 months later, in October 2017, President Buhari proscribed IPOB as a terrorist group. And I was right, I was vindicated. I went on TVC and I did an interview. And on that interview, I spoke about this whole prediction. What I discovered was there was a mentality that Nigerians were fed because of abuse of power. If somebody is powerful, they can use that power and abuse it to really fuel a wrong narrative. Even Nnamdi Kanu did it when he said Buhari was dead. Everybody believed it in the Southeast. However, we have to get straight. I did a social experiment. I said, Nnamdi Kanu, they said he had an illness in Italy. I can't confirm or deny whether he's dead. Most of the IPOB people said, I said Nnamdi was dead. I said, I can't confirm or deny. But they picked up only the death, and they said, I put out fake news. On the social experiment, the reaction I wanted to see from IPOB people was the same treatment they gave Buhari as being dead. Let me give them that same treatment and see how they'll respond. The only person that knew about it was the only other person that was reporting about IPOB, and that was the Vanguard. The editor of the Vanguard, Eze, at the time, knew that I was the author of that whole did Kanu die or not. Let's put social experiments aside. Let's put Nnamdi's Buhari died in London aside. Let's get to the point. The point is that this is 2024. Buhari is no longer in government, and there was a false narrative pushed into the heads of Nigerians. The IPOB is not a terrorist group. Okay, now I don't care what anybody says. Nobody pays me to do anything. I don't take bribes. No, I'm not standing here doing videos to impress anybody. I just stand for the truth. And when I tell the truth, if you don't fucking like it, exit. The IPOB being a terror group is a false narrative President Buhari pushed into the nation and had the DSS stand by and start carrying people left, right, and center. The Department of State Security was fueled by this narrative and was led by a fraudulent monster, Magaji Bichi. When Bichi left the DSS, when Tinubu removed him, there were celebrations in the corridors of the DSS. People were screaming, they were happy. He held them in bondage like Israel and Egypt. He held them in false narrative about IPOB. All the killings going on in the Southeast, the Nigerian media were pushed to give the killers a nickname, UGM. The most disgraceful thing you can do in journalism, to give a nickname to killers. UGM stood for unknown gunmen. There is no fucking way that you have gunmen that are unknown. All gunmen are known. If we don't know them, then they're terrorists or assassins. And that's the job of the Nigerian police. But instead, these IGPs are focusing on their own pockets. When Fisayo Shoyombo, an investigative journalist, was investigating one of the top cops at Bunike, okay, for 4 billion naira fraud, they invited Fisayo. They held him for 2 days on the invitation. I do not honor any police invitation. I got 6 while I was in Nigeria. They know I'm not going to come. You don't intimidate a journalist. Let us tell the people the truth. Indigenous people of Biafra are exactly what they say they are. Indigenous people of Biafra. If they want to know their ancestors and their roots, let them. Any opinions I've had about IPOB in the past vanishes now. This is 2024, October 8th, to be precise. That group of people are not terrorists. Buhari now used his power to proscribe them as terrorists. As an investigative journalist looking at the UGM situation, I'll be reading Instablog. I'll be saying UGM killed this, UGM killed that. What you guys don't know is, I'm not going to get into the ethnic and tribal stuff, but there were northern Fulani herdsmen planted in that area of the country. Nobody wanted to say this because everybody is fucking scared of their lives. The herders that were inside that Imo and Ebonyi section were killer herders. They moved them from the Benue Plateau area down to the southeast to start killing people, people's families, people's loved ones. And the sponsors of those herders are politicians in the National Assembly, Hausa politicians. And the IGP has never been able to fish out the sponsors. So what happens is this young men called the IPOB, they formed their own little army, okay? ESN, which was not recognized by the government as protecting the community. You see that ESN? They were now protecting the corners of the Southeast so that their own people, their mothers, their grandmothers, their children, their families wouldn't be killed. But the government now turned around and put ESN as the next terrorist faction under the IPOB. Guys, listen to me carefully. I'm not going to do this video again. I'm not talking from a script. I am telling you what I have researched undercover, okay, as an investigative journalist. I'm retired, though. But I'm telling you now, when it was really the Fulani herdsmen that they pointed and pictured and placed in strategic positions in the southeast. Let us tell you how national security is done. Not all that Ribadu rubbish and all these different NSAs that you're putting there. President Tinubu, deproscribed IPOB now. Remove the prescription now. We know you're not going to do it because you're working for the cabal in Daura. The Katsina cabals in Daura. The Buhari family Katsina cabal. They're the ones that made you president. Okay, they're your godfathers. And I know you would never unprescribe or deprescribe, whatever the word is in English. You wouldn't do that with IPO because they'll remove you from being president. We know that. But the truth cannot be escaped because I'm one brave journalist that I've always spoken out when I was in Nigeria, and I will continue speaking out since I'm not there anymore. My voice must be heard. IPOB is not a terror group. Now, you guys watching me, you need to start telling your children in school one by one. Hello, Junior. IPOB is not a terror group. You read it in the papers. This is the same thing they made us believe when I was 10 years old when Murtala Muhammad was assassinated. They made us believe that Murtala Muhammad was a hero. And we were crying and we were heroic and everything. But if you look down into the history, this is why I keep telling you guys, journalism is a rough draft of history, and history shapes the past, the present, and the future. And they removed history from school. If you really look at it, the Asaba massacre of the Biafrans, which Ifeanyi Okowa had to do a memorial for, thank you Ifeanyi on that. That memorial needed to be because who came to Asaba that morning and killed 700 men, women, and children, raped them, burned their houses? The Nigerian army. And it's really sad. It was powered by Murtala Muhammad, 2nd Infantry Division. Thanks for watching.
Alright guys, you heard what that lady said in that video. Well, let's see what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will do. I believe this video is going so viral on the social media, and I believe that it may get to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or its aides or ministers. Let's see what they will do as the court will be hearing Nnamdi Kanu's appeal again on 17th of October 2024. We don't know if they are going to release him that day. Let's see what happens. Let's see what will happen. But remember, if this is your first time watching our channel, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share our videos, and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell in order to be getting our updates. We'll see you again in our subsequent bulletin. Thumbs up, everyone.